playing. I said, all right.
I did the Dirty Dash mud run.
You did?
Blast.
That's awesome. Only Dad would think that's.
You want to come up and tell us about it? Because we're live now. No, the camera just went live, so you can come up and tell us all about it.
Then I did a swings
Triathlon, the mud run. Good deal. Well, we need to officially welcome everybody here. So now that the camera is rolling live, we can't, I actually have to do something. I can just do this. There, okay, now what are we talking about? So,
we're having a conversation here.
Yeah, welcome everybody, and welcome you that are here live or in person, and welcome you that are viewing. And not a whole lot tune in when we do this, but throughout the course of the week, ranges anywhere from 50 to 150 people come in, check it out, and at least listen to it. Usually on weeks when I'm doing the talking, there's like 2 or 3 people that are, oh, it's just scary. They click end and they leave. So that's what you need to do right now. It's just gonna be me. So click end and go away. Someone did come up to me at the wealth workshop. I don't remember his name right now off the top of my hand, but he came up, introduced himself to me, shook my hand and said, I really appreciate those Monday videos you guys do because I watch them. And I think he was on Ann Webb's team. And darn it, now I forgot your name and I want to give him a shout out. And I'm shout outing to him, but I don't know his name. So reach out to me. I want to know your name again. But anyways, who was one at the wealth workshop last week? You weren't there? I thought I saw you there.
No.
You were hiding.
Yeah.
That is all right. We still forgive you. For announcements this week, there is a women's empowerment group meeting here in this room on Saturday, and it's supposed to be pretty epic. It's something actually I wish I could come to, but it seems how I don't.
You don't qualify for the women.
Well,
Yeah, I'm lacking a chromosome, or I have one too many, or something like that.
According to the political spectrum, you can classify yourself as a
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're continuing to move forward because I, now known as Caitlin, just so you all know, you can call me Caitlin. Just kidding. Dan's looking at me like, what? He doesn't know if I've
Jane and Caitlin, no.
So there is a website you can go to register for the Women's Empowerment Group. It's an Eventbrite registration page, and it's pretty easy to remember. That's why I'm looking it up. Strongbrookwomen.eventbrite.com. Strongbrookwomen.eventbrite.com. Register there. There's been a few that have registered. We need most to go there so they can figure out what it is snack-wise and supplies-wise.
It's called Strongbrook, right?
Soul Book, yes. It's the Soul Book. I can't remember her name either. She's in the mentoring vault, and she does, her whole thing is creating your soul book. It's kind of like your life vision into a book, and it's made with crafty type stuff. Women like that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And the web portal to register is Eventbrite. It's strongbrookwomen.eventbrite.com. And there will be a $5 charge at the door. It's in this room right here. It's 9 o'clock till noon on Saturday. So if you can make it, Rachel, it'd be really awesome. There will be a special appearance. Sherry LeBaron said, let everyone know that at 9:30 for 15 minutes, there will be a special appearance. And I have no idea who it is. Maybe it's Dan the Man LeBaron coming in and a special appearing. Because she says, I'm not telling you who it is. They'll only be here for about 15 minutes. And it will be awesome. And maybe it's her. I don't know. The lady that did the module. So that could be awesome. But $5 if you're an IBD, if you're bringing the guests, then $15. It covers the supplies and the food. And hopefully it encourages people to just become a member of the mentoring network before they come, save $10 more. So that is this week's announcement. Anyone have any other announcements? I know in St. George, there is a event happening tomorrow night in St. George, Utah, and it is on the Strongbrook Facebook page. I know because Greg Zemp just put it there about an hour ago. Did you have a thing?
Yeah, so tomorrow night, I have a team phone call at 8 o'clock, and it's for my team, but we are experimenting. We're going to try and do a Facebook party, kind of like they have other Jamboree.
Do you want to come up here and talk to the computer real quick?
Sure.
That's too much for me to repeat. I want to hear it good.
Where everybody
That way the
gets on
mic will be sure to
Facebook
pick you up.
and they yell at each other.
Yeah, okay, so I'm actually doing a trial event, and it's not for new people, so don't put anybody new on there because it'll be like working through the bugs.
Mm.
We're going to host an online Facebook Strongbrook event where people can invite their friends to come on, and there'll be like prizes and some learning content and exciting things going on. So we're going to be experimenting with that, and anybody's welcome to jump on.
But you don't want new people.
I don't want new people because it's
Not guests this time.
Don't
You're gonna learn.
don't bring
this
guests. I would like to have everybody get on and then tell me their opinion of how they liked it. So just another.
How do we find it?
I will email that out to you. You can send it out. That'd be great.
It's tomorrow night?
Yes, tomorrow night
At
at
what time?
8
p.m.?
o'clock, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
And it will be on Facebook. It'll be a
Yes,
telephone call. Oh,
I will let you know.
okay.
I think it'll have to be both because I want feedback as we're going through. So it'll be on the call and on Facebook at the same time.
Okay, so is that something you could put on the Facebook page, Strongbrook,
Yes,
the mentoring page?
I'll get that on this afternoon.
Okay, good, cool,
Right.
awesome, that'll be awesome. So check out the Facebook page at the Strongbrook's direct page, which is Strongbrook Mentoring Network, official Strongbrook Mentoring Network, I think is what that Facebook page is called. That's actually a really good page. There's a lot of good stuff that happens on there and it keeps everyone in the loop. So that would be really, really good. Any other announcements that we're running tonight or for this week or coming up next week that anyone can think of? Nope. Anyone there? I can't hear you. Okay, just kidding. That was lame. So I wanted to touch base about last week on takeaways or aha moments from the mentoring network symposium they did. We had a ton of speakers, some surprise speakers. I didn't realize David Fagan was going to speak. And he did talk about the teen entrepreneurial camp they're doing at the end of this month. And I don't have the details for it, but it's the end of next week.
Mhm.
I don't know for sure where it is. I know it's free.
I think it's California.
And well, there's one here. They're coming back to Utah to do
Oh,
it.
they are?
And then there's one in California in August.
Oh, okay.
And that one is not free.
Okay.
But they're going to do one here for strictly for Strongbrook teenagers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it will be free. And I know it's the very end of this month.
I didn't hear that.
And it could be in conflict with the Live Big, which I know is the end of this
Oh.
month.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not 100% sure. And it could be while the Live Big is going on, teens are invited to go to this event that David Fagan's doing.
That's what the one guy was telling us.
So I think
That would
that
be
might be
good.
what it is.
Okay.
And I'll know for sure next week, but it's worth keeping note and your options open for next week
Yeah,
because
so live big dates. Is it 29?
it's the 29th, the 30th, and the 1st of July is Live Big.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought it's usually a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Mhm.
So the 29th, 30th, and 1st of July. And I believe the entrepreneurial teen event will be that same time period. And we'll for sure have that connected up next week.
Sorry.
It's okay, come up here and say hi to him. Put him on the video. So that'll be awesome. Anything else that announcement-wise, I saw we had a new one come to the back. You got anything big shindig going on this week with your group or anything? No, that was a really quiet no. Okay.
Hey,
So takeaways. What were some of the aha moments that you guys had from this big event? Maybe someone that was speaking, a particular speaker that rang out to you. Have you implemented anything? Have you stopped doing anything that you heard? Oh, crumb, that's been sabotaging me. And you made an attempt to stop. Anything like that? If you have notes you want to reflect back to. I was listening. Were you guys there for Amy Walker's presentation?
Yeah.
She talked about how she started a craze that has now gone around the world, but it was her idea. And what was that idea that she had in Russia?
Flash mob.
Flash mobs. She invented the flash mob.
But she didn't get credit for it, right?
She didn't get credit for it.
She didn't actually do it.
Yeah, because she had the idea. that
So
he
she
asked
had
her
this
the
idea.
Yeah.
She started to do it. She kind of chickened out because she was a little embarrassed. She didn't do it. And then down the road, a couple years, she sees this new sensation called flash mob. And she's like, that was my idea. How many of us,
10 inventions that I've done.
That's, I thought he did,
say that again, Dan?
I've got about 10 inventions that I've done that way.
because he's an inventor.
So you've had this idea.
I
Yeah, great
inventions
ideas.
that I didn't take it to the market and somebody else comes up.
and then you see it on the market, in the
I've
marketplace.
done that a couple
The
times.
saddest thing was
Water.
she had a team and then she bailed on her team.
She had a team and she
had
bailed
a
on her team.
They started it and she was the one that needed to give them some backing and she bailed on, that's what I think she felt worse about.
So for kind of a recap, for those that weren't there and those watching that weren't there, Amy Walker was speaking on how she had this great idea in the early 90s, I believe, or late, I don't remember when it was. It was in YouTube days, so it was 10 years ago, thereabouts. Dang, I wish I remember the date.
2000s.
She was on an airplane with a friend in Russia, and they thought, how cool would it be if her friend gets up and they were gonna, what song were they gonna sing?
Yeah, I was trying to think of what.
Up, Up and Away, and something about being on an airplane. I'm leaving on an airplane.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
leaving.
yeah.
Was that John Denver that sang that? Okay, so there you go. But she had her friend that was gonna blurt out the first line in the song. And then Amy was gonna stand up and sing the second line of the song. And I hope that someone else would stand up to start it. And then before it was done, the whole airplane, which is full of Russians, would be singing well, there was Americans and Russians, would be singing this song and it would all be recorded. And she thought, how cool would that be to record it and put it on the internet? And so her friend got up and her friend said the first line, which is, I'm leaving on a jet plane, I guess. I'm not sure that's the first line. But Amy was judging her friend and said, oh my gosh, she sounds horrible. And I don't want to follow that. It was really awkward. And so Amy didn't get up and sing the next line. She just left her friend hanging in the airplane with everyone looking at her like,
What was that?
are you okay? And then nothing ended up happening. It was an idea that came and it went. And later it became huge, right? This idea of flash mobs. So Dan Wolf has just mentioned how he's had like 10 of those ideas before in the past.
The lesson is act on your ideas and don't be embarrassed, go for it. Because
Somebody else
I've
is
seen so many other things like that they go big sometimes.
This is the takeaway. When you get an idea, take action.
Take action.
Even if you feel,
The few that I've taken action, I've done well.
there you go,
I'm gonna take action.
there you go.
Well, and one of Leslie Householder's things, she says that these good ideas are floating all around us, right? The vibrations for them are all around us.
Yep,
And if we don't pick up on them, somebody else will.
it's
And
true.
Somebody else will take action.
The ideas are out there. The ideas aren't unique to us.
Yeah.
We just get in tune with the idea, but the ideas are floating out there all the time. It's just those that are in tune with it recognize it, and then those that take action create it. They benefit from it.
So Amy Walker said, big ideas don't change the world. Leaders and teams of people make it happen.
Big ideas don't change the world. Leaders
And teams of people make it happen.
and teams of people make it happen.
Act.
The act. So in my house, my kids are like, well, so it didn't happen. And so this is what we say. That how do things get done? Then they have to reply, people do them.
Yes, right.
How do things get done? People do them.
People do them. Yeah. So that just fits right in. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Has anyone, I know Dad has had 10 times that experience. Anyone had an experience like that, or did you have a comment, Carl?
Well, I don't know if it's related directly. It was, Amy Walker was talking about how we're sometimes handcuffed to
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah, that's good.
And that we're not helping ourselves by holding ourselves accountable for our past failures and mistakes.
That is awesome. Let's get to the handcuffing in a minute, because I want to, she had some good things.
That
Yeah, she
was-
really did.
that was really good.
Handcuffed to
That's our
yesterday.
word for handcuffs, though.
She did. She had prop troubles.
And then her past, she was not strong enough.
I was gonna
Sure.
say, yeah,
Mary Ann.
Mary Ann was more determined than her past.
Yes, she
So
was.
So, okay, we're going to go to the handcuff thing right now. So Amy Walker, she did a great job, but in part of her presentation, she had some handcuffs. And she brought up a volunteer, a very, very pregnant friend of ours, named Mary Ann,
Yeah.
who's like full term. And originally, she had a hard time getting the handcuffs on her, but once she did, now Mary Ann was handcuffed to Amy Walker by the wrists. And then Amy Walker said, well, among other things that I won't go into, she called on Chris Crone, had to go to the very back of the room, and told Mary Ann, that man, you really want him, which was kind of funny in and of itself when she said that. But you want what he has, super wealth, big home, millions of dollars, the tip of the spear, best of the best. Go get him. And so she did, right? Amy, pregnant, all of her starts pulling on Amy Walker's arm, pulls Amy right off the stage, all the way down, all the way to Chris Strome. And I'm thinking during that whole process, wow, this maybe didn't go like Amy thought.
That's what I was
She probably wasn't thinking she'd get pulled off the stage and all the way there. And so this whole metaphor is kind of not working out, but it worked out perfectly because later they got all the way back up on stage. And Amy said one thing to Marianne. And what did she say to her? Did you ever think about,
taking off the her.
she gave her the keys.
You
had the
in your
keys
hand.
the whole time. Did you ever think about just unlocking the key and then walking back to him? Imagine
Because the struggle was huge.
going through the struggle
Yeah.
was totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
The struggle was huge. How many of us do that? Oh, I work so hard. It's all I do. I just, woe is me. But I did it when really couldn't, maybe we just do it a lot easier way. Why are you dragging the anchor? Is that what you said?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do that though.
That's a very good point.
Either the anchor or cut the chain.
Mm-hmm.
So were you there, Dan? Okay, I didn't see you there. But that was a really good, very good story. And a great takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
Where's some other things?
Laurel, she makes making money sound so simple. Sound like being a millionaire is just 6 months away. Actually, 3 to 5 years. But really, she did say she feels like she could do it in 6 months. And I'm like, I must be missing something up here. Because it is a thinking thing. Maybe it's a doing thing.
It's a thinking thing and a
It's
doing
thinking-
thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
did you see how she does live? She's always selling. Or sharing, or whatever word she used. I don't know if she said it was selling. What did she say? Because remember those guys that she got together and they all bought her book. Do you remember?
One thing I liked,
think it was an airplane story.
for talking about Laurel, I really appreciated the way she did her presentation and had her slides. There was not one word on any slide that had not a purpose to her whole message in connection with getting you to buy at the end of her
Yeah, she
presentation.
is a master.
It was masterfully
promoter,
done.
isn't she? Yeah.
I've been to many events where I've seen people at the end of a presentation get up, go to the back of the room and purchase. I've never seen it at a Strongbrook event like that before, but she did what I've seen in other events, and I was just really impressed with the way that she did it, because people just really wanted to participate. They wanted to be at that workshop. They realized that workshop is where I need to be, because my daughter, for example, is a classic example. Sasha's like, I'm buying this because she gave me my idea that I want to do, and now I want to go there and prove that I can make my idea happen.
Mm-hmm.
She's so excited. She's doing more fitness things right now, and she wants to be an image consultant for people, to consult them on the way they look, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves, the way they posture, as well as their health and their wellness. So she's got these ideas like, I could do
Great
makeup,
ideas.
I could do hair, I can do clothing, I can connect them to all these people. And I don't have to be the expert, but I could be the one that lines them up with the people and the places they need to go to and be at and help them. And that was very powerful to my daughter, to have that type of a breakthrough moment, to think.
Because Laurel makes millionaires. She knows how to take a person that has an idea to the cash, you know?
Yeah, it was good.
So,
Smart lady to call herself the millionaire maker.
mm-hmm.
What do we call ourselves? What do you call you?
That's a good question.
I know Jane, my wife, she's now calling herself the catalyst. She's the catalyst that can create change for people. Loral Langemeier is the millionaire maker. Other people are known as what? What are some people that spoke, and what are they known for that spoke? What's Amy Walker known for? Does anyone know? Leslie Householder?
The Jackrabbit Factor, that's all I can go with.
The Jackrabbit Factor, right? So she's
Walker's the business doing something.
Yeah,
Amy Walker's a
she has-
business consultant.
And
Yep.
she does help you get your business organized.
And her niche, her special niche is sales mostly, and helping people connect and close the sales through processes and asking for the sell and closing techniques, and really getting them to scripting, having people be scripted in what they do, and their script does their business for them. Loral Langemeier, she was very scripted. Everything she said had a purpose. Every word had a purpose. It went with every slide. It combined itself at the close with the offer in perfect harmony. And that's what Amy Walker does. She helps people get set up to where they can perform like what you saw and witness with what Loral Langemeier did.
Mm-hmm. How do they feel that it went? Do you know? Have you heard the results?
I have
What was
not
purchased or
heard.
anything, if they feel like that was an effective way to do business?
I have not heard any results. I saw the results as people kind of swarming the closing table. Through our organization, I've seen, and I know not all the sales have been put through, but we've had over every Laurel, at least 30 people bought the workshop that I saw come through our group, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And were there 250 people there, I believe, thereabouts. And if they were there in couples, then, and there's a lot of singles and couples, but I would say buying units, there was at least 125, probably 125 buying units there. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good turnout. I don't know about the others. I know Garrett Gunderson had a whole lot of people come up and want that free financial consultation. And I don't know what that turns into either.
And we did get the email that offered those things to us after the fact. Garrett's was offered.
You did?
Did you say, I got something like that?
So that I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's just an email that said, if you wanted to get this free consultation, did you guys see that?
Was it a Strongbrook email?
It was, thank you for attending the Wells Summit, I thought, and it probably came from Strongbrook. Yeah, and gave you an opportunity that you could still purchase some things.
I see. Let's jump back to the idea thing real quick, because I think Dan Wolf was kind of on target with something when he said, it was like 10 times you had an idea, it didn't follow through, and later there you saw it. We've all had ideas like that. Ideas come to our mind, we don't take action, and then we see it. What about ideas that they come to your mind, you take action, and it totally backfires? What's worse, having an idea, taking action, losing money on it, and it totally backfiring, or having an idea and not taking action on it, and later seeing it as someone else's idea that's super successful? Which is worse? What if you blew $50,000 on an idea and it was a total failure? Or you saw someone else come out with an idea and it was a total success? Which to you is a worse thing to experience? There's no right answer.
It's a very expensive lesson.
But expensive lessons a lot of times catapult you to a good,
If I, and maybe 50,000 is a huge number to spend out to throw out there for some people. And maybe 50,000 is, like Dan's laughing, maybe 50,000 is nothing to throw out there.
I was $750,000 in debt when my snake bite became a DeWalt product.
So your snakebite product became what?
A DeWalt product, DeWalt mobile lock.
You had spent $750,000 up to that point.
Need to build.
No, that's just what I had was in debt. I had spent $250 of loan money.
So you spent $1 million, of which 3/4 of it was debt, $250 was your own money, to finally get a launch product successfully launched into DeWalt.
Yeah.
What does Kevin Harrington say? He'll spend $1 million on a product and not know if it's going to work or not. But it's worth taking that. And you are a classic example of that. Why is it worth taking the risk for Kevin Harrington? It wouldn't be worth the risk at all if he did it and it didn't work and he quit. But he never quits, does he?
That's it.
Every time he puts some effort into an idea, and if the idea is not successful, he doesn't say, oh, it was a waste. He says, where can we learn? Where can we improve? What metrics can we measure that we're successful to help us be more successful on the next one? And that is where I say 100 times over, I'd rather have the idea, run with that idea, and have that idea not pan out than to not move forward on the idea. So this is kind of unrelated, but Preston, my son, he's 13 years old. When did Despicable Me first come out? The very first, it's like 5 years ago or 7 years ago, I don't know. So I think he's 13, so he was probably like 7 years old. It might have been 6 years ago. And the first movie came out, and we saw the preview, and it was these little yellow Twinkie looking dudes. They don't speak, but they're really cute, run around, and he's like, Dad, the movie hadn't even come out yet. We saw a preview, and he starts freaking out to his sister and to me and to Carolyn. I dreamed about those guys like a year ago. There were these yellow things. They looked just like that, and they were called Minions. And he's like, I dreamed it. I'm like, really? This is very fascinating for like a 6-year-old boy then to have the dream and to see him come out, and he called them Minions in his dream. And he said, I dreamed it over and over. And he's like, that was my idea. He would say that. That was my idea. And it just makes me wonder, someone, Leslie's household is one that says ideas are out there, right? I'm not, they're out there. But that's an interesting thing for a child so young to go, that was my idea. It's very interesting. Now, not that he didn't take action and the Minions are here, but that's kind of cool. I've never seen one of those shows yet. I need to go watch one because it looks pretty darn cute. Anyone else with ideas? The good, the bad, and the ugly of moving forward with ideas or not taking action.
That was Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly is a good show. Clint Eastwood.
Excuses distract you. That's from Laurel, and
Excuses distract you.
pull you off in all kind of different directions. What are you tolerating or avoiding, and who are you blaming?
Ooh.
That piece that she and I wrote it down.
What are you tolerating and who are you blaming? What other
It's keeping
takeaways?
you from getting what you want.
Yeah. A lot of times it is. It's just an excuse to help you be comfortable with not being your true genius self. It's easy. It's one of the things that bother me when I hear people, including myself, say, oh, I work so hard. I do all these things. I do so much. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting to think of Amy Walker being pulled by handcuffs down the stage to the back of the room. And this Marianne, I'm doing so much when really you just have a key, unlock the handcuff and just go do. And you know what? If it's so much and it's all this drudgery and hard work, if you're doing where your passion lies, is that a good thing? It's a good thing if you're doing where your passion lies, because maybe it doesn't feel like work. What else? Anyone else? Any other comments?
When's the next one?
When is the next
Oh,
one?
yeah, that's right.
It's July.
July 18th, I believe.
On relationships.
It is on relationships, and I heard Dan Clark will be speaking.
Tiffany Peck is coming out.
Nicolene Peck will be speaking. I believe she's the
Cheryl
featured
Tree.
speaker.
Yeah, there's-
Oh yeah, Sherry Tree.
Sherry Tree.
Sherry Tree is speaking. Is it? You have a
Yeah.
flyer on it?
Yeah, we handed those out.
I am behind the times.
Yeah, we handed those out.
I know there's a flyer out.
And then,
Sherry
of course, on
Tree.
the back of it is the
You see
Live
that?
Big flyer.
Yeah, I need to, should I go see if we got some of those? Because they had a bunch that, I'll go see that, because interesting.
Dan Clark, Sherry Tree, Nicolene Peck. Saturday, July 18th in Provo. Maybe get those right
Is
there.
it called, well, workshop?
It is
Empowerment Forum.
Relationship Empowerment Forum. So the website for this is relationship.empowerment, not dot, these are hyphens, relationship-empowerment-forum.eventbrite.com. So it's an Eventbrite location, and the URL is Relationship Empowerment Forum with hyphens in between those words.
And is it a 9 to 9 again?
It is a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Registration begins at 8. Yep, just like last time.
And there's lunch and dinner breaks.
There is lunch and dinner breaks. Dan Clark talks about personal empowerment. Sherry Tree is decoding relationships. And of course, Nicolene Peck teaching self-governance, government in the home and in business. And Live Big is June 29th. That's when we just need to find out if Live Big also has a teen entrepreneurial summit at the same time. We find that out. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So there's one other thing that I as far as ideas, this made me think of it. If you have an idea and you don't know if should I take action, should I not take action, what if are you playing with where you have a passion, or are you just hating what you do in work? And I thought, I don't remember where I first heard this. May have been John Lee Dumas. Here, anyone ever listened to the podcast Entrepreneur on Fire? Everyone ever heard of it? Entrepreneur on Fire.
That's the name of that book.
Oh, it is the name of the book that a lot of us were featured in. John Lee Dumas has this radio podcast called Entrepreneur on Fire. That's where the book comes from as well. And one of his podcasts, I'm pretty sure it was him. I've said it so many times myself. I've given credit, I think, to him each time, but it may not be him. So now it's mine. I've said it at least 3 times. Now it's my own creation, right? So I call it finding your rebel zone. He called it finding your genius zone, but it seems how I'm the rebel entrepreneur, it's your rebel zone. So if you were to take a piece of paper and literally, maybe we can do this real quick, because we have a moment. This probably needs to be pulled over here. Sure, that'll work. Can you read it? Okay, so if you were getting a sheet of paper, and on one side write your passions, things you love to do. On the other side, write your expertises. Things that you know you're good at. Write down things you love to do and things that you know you're good at. So I love to do internet marketing. It's a passion of mine. I'm fascinated by it. Uh-oh. This is a Sharpie. I just realized it's like, oh, that's not going to work very well. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. Well, we're going to get the effort.
Big ones.
Don't use magic marker on the whiteboard.
Why do they have?
Just turn that.
There's a paper, because that paper thing was right there.
That's
Clipped onto it.
questionable.
These are all flip chart Sharpies. Well, that's funny to put that on video. So I won't draw anymore, but if you have your passions on one side and your expertise on another side, oh, thanks, brother.
I know the price is going to be harder too.
Oh, the man's saving the day. That's a good man.
I don't know about that.
With alcohol.
There you go.
Huh?
Yeah, thank you. Who says those are permanent?
I don't know if that was permanent or not, but I'm here. Just later.
Yeah, thanks. So draw on one side of the paper, put passions. On the other side of your piece of paper, put expertise. And then this would be something, thanks, man. This would be something that you would not just do yourself, but like ask your spouse, ask your friends, ask family members, and say to them, hey, what are some things that you know about me that you know I'm good at, that you think I'm good at? Maybe an expertise is internet marketing. Maybe an expertise is watching children. Maybe you love children, you love watching children. So list your passions, and there's no number to put down. It could be 100 things. And list things that you're good at. It could be 100 things. And don't judge them, just things you know you love and things you know you're good at, and make a list. And once you've made your list, I want you to draw the connecting dots to when you find matches. You might find, oh my gosh, I found that taking care of children or watching kids is on both lists. That's a passion of mine, to be with kids. And I'm really good at working with kids. And now you have a common ground. But go take your list of passions and expertises and then mismatch them. And then find those that match. And those that you find that match, that's when you found what I call your rebel zone, or your genius zone. Things that it's what you love to do as well as something you're good at. And if you could find a way to harness what your passion is and what your expertise is, put them together and monetize it, you're in a perfect scenario. So for me, I love real estate. I love everything about real estate. I love this. I love the thrill of the deal. I love finding the opportunity. I love trying to connect people to the great opportunity. And that's why I was drawn to Strongbrook. Initially, I wasn't drawn to Strongbrook because they did everything. It didn't even turn me. It was like, why would I want them? I like to do this kind of on my own. And it wasn't until later that I was able to realize this is something that would interest me, because for me, real estate was all about the thrill of the deal. Even finding the deal and not taking advantage of the deal was still so fun to me. just to be able to find them and go, I knew it. And to see development go up, to see an off-ramp get put on, a new off-ramp on a freeway, and then buildings go up over the course of time. I love it. It just is one of those things that just fascinates me. And so that's what I found I loved. Well, then I found out, you know what, I was actually got to be pretty good at it on my own level. I developed an expertise in real estate in certain niches. And I used that in 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For about 6, actually in 2001, I started playing in real estate. By 2005, I quit my job as a drug rep. And then through 5, 6, 7, and 8, I was just loving the real estate game until the market corrected. And then the real estate game still got fun, just in a different way, because then I got into short sales and foreclosures and learned how to flip homes that have been just abandoned. And so it was even more fun to me, even though I ended up losing 3 of my own homes to foreclosure. But I found this passion of real estate and play estate, and then when I came across Strongbrook, I wasn't too interested in them at all, because I definitely thought they would be real estate 1,000 miles away from where you live, because you can't see it go wrong. And I didn't realize that, you can take advantage of a power team, and that power team would do all your work for you. That came later, after it took me a while to realize the breadth of what this company did at Strongbrook. Then I realized, well, maybe I can't even play with them, but I know people that could play with a company that would do all the work for them. And so that was my monetization zone. When I realized I love real estate, and it is a passion of mine, I'm pretty good at it, I just became expert at connecting people to Strongbrook. And it paid me thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, a couple $100,000. It just paid me. And then this thing came around called the Mentoring Network, which is amazing that it's still through this company called Strongbrook, because my other passion is personal development. I called it, when Carolyn and I first formed our S Corp in 2005, we called it Mindset Cash Flow Solutions, because we know you have to have the right mindset to create the cash flow, and that's how you can go out there and find the solution. So that's what we've named our company since now 10 years ago. And I love the Jackrabbit Factor. I read that in 2007, I believe it was. That's when I met Leslie Householder. It's when I had her on the radio show in Idaho, and I had my own radio show. All these things were lining up to where, and I paid thousands of dollars for personal mentoring and coaching. Dave Blanchard, Bob Proctor, we paid, I don't know, $30,000 probably in coaching. Chris Crone, we paid him in coaching. And every time we ever have, we've loved it. And then we come up with this thing called the Mentoring Network that's now launched out this year. And I'm finding, once again, I have this passion zone of mental personal development, and it fits with my zone of expertise. And now I'm connecting together, and I'm helping people, whether it's real estate or mindset, get connected to solutions that can benefit them in real estate or mindset. And I've monetized it. And you don't have to go out, if you could go monetize it on your own, go monetize it on your own. But you don't have to. If you can help someone get connected to something that does it for them, and you get paid for that, I will tap into Strongbrook all day long to let them be the monetizer of my passions and my expertise. And so it's just been a super good fit for me. So what I tell people, Strongbrook isn't for everyone, absolutely. But go find whatever it is that you're passionate about. Go find whatever it is that you have expertise on. Narrow it down to 1 or 2 things. Start with one and monetize it. Find out a way to monetize it so you can play in your passion. So that when you work 80 hours a week or 100 hours a week, where you're willing, like Dan, to stick all the money you have and all the credit you have into an idea, that you're doing it because it's your passion. You're an inventor. You love to invent things. And it's a passion of yours. And I'm sure you invent things in areas that are also of passion to you, not just areas outside of it. If you could do that, it doesn't matter how hard you work. You'll at least enjoy your work. And that's the one thing that drives me more crazy than anything, is the people that just say, I work so hard and I just can't stand it and I want to kill myself. I'm like, why do you do it? Just start with matching things up and slowly get from what you hate doing and find a way to get doing something that you love to do. And that is what I call finding that genius zone or that rebel zone to monetize it. That's why I invite people to come to these mentoring events, because just like Loral Langemeier, who is there, she's not selling Strongbrook, right? She's selling a 3-day workshop on how you can monetize whatever your idea is or not. You might find your idea while you're there. Has nothing to do with real estate. Now, we could all go to that workshop as marketers within Strongbrook on finding ways to help grow our business as marketers. That's brilliant, but that's not the purpose of the workshop. That just could be what a lot of people choose to do, myself included, because I found Strongbrook as my linchpin that I love connecting people to, and I'm pretty good at letting it monetize my efforts. So, was that helpful?
Yep.
What else? It's like 5 after 1-ish. We have a few more minutes. Any ahas, takeaways, final things? Dan's like, no, ready to roll.
Yes, up to date. Let's go.
What's that?
I gotta go implement my ideas. Let's go.
Time to roll. Okay. You guys are awesome. We're done. You guys are great. Thanks for those watching too.
You're doing good, man.